Hey superstars, happy Friday to you. Well, we are nearly towards the end of the Thrive Factor archetypes, and look at where I'm going to position myself here. And the focus for today is the Shapeshifter Alchemist. I often find it really intriguing when I go to present on her, how there's little interesting things that happen that are directly related to this archetype. Yes, she is wearing a mask. Yes, she is wearing a cape. Yes, there is lots of bursts of color around her. So the Shapeshifter Alchemist, I often call her the magical, mystical, manifester. Like, she gets lots of different names, which is in keeping with exactly who she is. As an archetype of the 12 of them, she is the chameleon. She has a gift for being able to chop and change and evolve and shift. Hence the whole notion of her name starting with shapeshifter as part of it. So I'm not sure if you know what a shapeshifter is as a character, but it was a character that, it's often seen in very mystical, ethereal kind of books, movies, stories, but someone who could literally change shape. So if you're into all those kinds of things, those, I can't think off the top of my head some of the kind of TV shows and movies, but anything where somebody changes from one being to another, that's shapeshifter energy. Now, I'm not suggesting that shapeshifter alchemists can do that. Maybe some of you can, I don't know. But shapeshifter alchemists are definitely women who have the incredible ability to be able to change, to adapt, to evolve, as I said, to have variety in their life. If you're a woman in business working with other women in business, really doesn't matter who you work with, but if you're working in the space of healing or supporting, guiding, mentoring, coaching, which a lot of shapeshifter alchemists end up doing, then you will find that your clients absolutely love the fact that they know that you can make them feel like you truly understand where they're coming from. And it's because of your gift of being able to walk in their shoes without actually having walked in their shoes, because you shapeshift yourself into imagining what it's truly like to be them. It's such a beautiful gift to bring to business and to the world. Others will find you very mystical, very intriguing. This is an archetype that has innate magnetism off the scale. She's not the most magnetic archetype. I'm not really going to pick one of the 12 that is more magnetic, but this one has it in spades, often doesn't realize it. Yeah. A shapeshifter alchemist will have had experiences throughout her life where people have used the word magic or magical to describe what it's like being with them or learning from them, or whatever that looks like, whether it's a friendship or a business relationship or an interpersonal relationship. People will say things like, I don't know what just happened then, or, but that just was like magic, which a shapeshifter alchemist is very excited about. I find that many shapeshifter alchemists can find times in their life and in their work where they feel quite ungrounded with what's going on in the world, ungrounded within themselves. And this is because of that ability to shift and change so quickly. When I look at it from a business perspective, these are the women that we know, there's many of you in this space, that have a multimodal in terms of you are trained in so many different things that you can do. You do them all so well. People love you for all the variety. But from a business perspective, you're a bit like, I don't know what I actually do. Like, it's hard to sometimes distill it all down into like a core kind of offering, or, to describe it to people. Ladies, the more that you can just show up being you and being your magical self and owning all of the different parts of you, the easier that will become. It won't be I don't know how to describe what I do, or I do so many different things. As I've said to so many clients over the years that have this archetype, that have found themselves caught and stuck and overwhelmed in trying to sort of pitch themselves across a market because I can help anybody and I want to do so many different things. And there could be other archetypes at play there. But what happens is that when you are marketing all the things that you do, all the services that you offer, it can be challenging for your audience to know which one to invest in. It's not that they don't want to work with you or buy from you. They're just like, there's so many options. I'm not really sure. I need to think about it. So focus instead on the outcomes that you provide people, the magical experience, the magical transformation that is possible when people spend time with you. And that's going to be such a powerful move. We talked, I've just done my Magnetic Power Moves Masterclass recently. That in itself is being, is taking on a magnetic power move. Now, often because of the variety that you need, you can find yourself feeling ungrounded, as I mentioned before, but really like spread across too many different things, trying to do too many things, trying to be too many people. Not every shapeshifter alchemist is going to be like that. Not every shapeshifter alchemist is going to love fancy dress and having different costumes, or having almost like different wardrobes for the different people they spend time with. But some shapeshifter alchemists are on that level, yeah? Chopping and changing and keeping everybody guessing about who am I going to be today. I find shapeshifter alchemist a fascinating woman. As I said, she's very captivating, and she needs to own that, celebrate it, share it more in the world, bring her magic to life. Now, the magical aspect is an important thing for the shapeshifter alchemist to understand. Because you have a tendency to feel ungrounded or to feel scattered or to feel distracted or to get bored, all of those different things. Now, it's important that you do things in your day that are going to ground you and help you to reconnect to your own inner magic. So doing things, whatever they are, that feel magical to you is an incredible way for you to ground yourself. I love when I say this in front of a group audience, when I can see everyone's expressions, and the non-shapeshifters in the room are like, magic's a grounding thing. And I can only imagine to where their minds go to what they think of what magic is. Whereas for a shapeshifter alchemist, like, oh, really? I can do magical things? Yes, bring it on. And that's the key. I'm not talking to other women that don't have this archetype when I'm talking about magic. I'm talking to shapeshifters. So ladies, you know what feels magical to you. You know what you do in your days, your weeks, your months, your years that feels like magic, that gives you a sense of wonder and excitement and, magical transformation. Do more of that. Bring it into your business, even if it feels a bit weird or a bit, not mainstream. You're not mainstream. Don't try and be, yeah? Along with the pioneer seeker and the visionary creator. We'll talk about the visionary creator in our next video. But, those three archetypes particularly are not mainstream. There's nothing, in the here and now about those archetypes and the combination of them at all. So don't try and do that. Be you. Be your magical self. Do your stuff. Use words that others don't use. I just recently have profiled a woman, and when I told her about the shapeshifter alchemist, she's like, I've known that my whole life, that I was this sort of magical kind of creature. That's how she described herself. She goes, but I've done very, very structured, very patriarchal, very business-like kinds of study, and I've run my business on it from a space of strategy. So she said to me, so should I do magical things in my work? Hello, yes, more of that. And this is only a couple of weeks ago, and she literally has just launched a new program last week and a mastermind filled with all of the magical words, all of the words like talking about being an alchemist, all these things. And I'm seeing her sharing that she's getting sales. So, I'm not saying that's the same thing for you, but I have seen this happen time and time again. Now, the alchemist is something that's incredibly important to talk about. There's both parts of all parts of the archetypes are important to share. But the alchemist, again, as a character, is someone that is perceived as having a gift or an ability to turn something of seemingly little or no value into incredible value and wealth. Now, when I look at that, I look at it as a gift of manifesting. The only other archetype that really has a strong manifesting gift is the visionary creator, but it is different to the shapeshifter alchemist. I will say to every shapeshifter alchemist I ever get to work with in any capacity or talk to, even in this format, be very considered, ladies, about what you're thinking, what you're saying, what you're feeling, and what you're doing, because your thoughts, your words, your feelings, and your actions will become your reality in an instant. Both the good things and the not so good things. And I have had, over the years that I've been doing, over a decade now, doing this profiling, working with hundreds of women all over the world from different cultural backgrounds, different ages, different businesses, different lifestyles, different careers. But a common thing that so many shapeshifter alchemists will talk about is their struggle when they have manifested things that they don't want in their life. And it's like, well, this is where you need to be mindful about, well, what are you giving energy to? What are you giving focus to? What's your mindset really reinforcing? Yeah. And know that if you have manifested or brought to life things that you really didn't want to experience or feel or do, then you can turn that around. You have exactly what you need to do that. So a regular mindset practice, again, a magical mindset practice, a practice where you're thinking and being more aware and conscious about what you're saying, something that can support you from a feeling perspective, from a behavior perspective, from an energetic perspective, all incredibly important for you as a shapeshifter alchemist, more than any other archetype. Now, if you have this archetype, she will most definitely influence other aspects of you in your life, in your business. She just does that. She just has this magical ability to weave herself into all sorts of things. Now, when a shapeshifter alchemist is feeling ungrounded or uncertain or not coming to terms with these incredible gifts and potential that she has, she can have challenges with visibility. This is the one archetype, followed closely by the inspirer believer, that when she's not feeling herself and not in her space of being in her strengths, that she's more likely to go into hiding, to want to shut herself down and hide herself away from the world from an aspect of safety. And yet, the shapeshifter alchemist, like all of the archetypes, deserve to be seen, deserve to be celebrated. There are women out there in the world that want to work with you, that want to learn from you, that want your special, unique, magical way of doing what you do in the world. So do what you can to support yourself to be seen, to be visible, to do it in a way that makes you feel safe, makes you feel grounded, makes you feel magical, so you can bring more magic to the world, whatever that is. Yeah. What else can I tell you about the shapeshifter alchemist? They said, she's very much is a chameleon. So, she will often find herself getting a bit lost in the world. So if she's spending a lot of time with a particular person in her life, whether that be from a business perspective or on a personal perspective, or she's, say, learning from a particular teacher or reading a lot, her language will change. Sometimes the way she dresses and the way she presents will change, and she'll start to look a bit like the person she's spending most time with. That's just her shape-shifting ability. She doesn't mean to get lost in who she is. She doesn't mean to sort of morph into someone else. It's often a sign that she really appreciates what she's learning or what she's experienced or what she's getting from whoever that is or whatever individual or group. But it's something to be mindful of, ladies. If you have your friends, if you're a shapeshifter alchemist and you have your friends or your colleagues or your clients say to you, you're changing a lot, that's okay. Just explore that. Get curious about it and see what's going on. Because if you're changing because you're in personal evolution, fabulous. But if you're changing because you are lost and unsure of your place in the world, then that's something where you can often use your other archetypes to ground you back down and really support you. So, shapeshifter alchemists, let yourselves be seen. Play in spaces where you feel safe to be visible. Bring your magic to the world, whatever that is. You have got it, whether you think you have or not. Be mindful of the power of your ability to manifest. Other women, when I talk about the shapeshifter alchemist in a group format, there are always women that don't have this archetype that hear me talk about the manifesting ability. And I want her. Well, how can I exchange one of my other archetypes and take on and become the shapeshifter alchemist? As I said before, there are shapeshifter alchemists that either love this archetype or are unsure. I have had people say, I hate her, which I think is very harsh. Yeah, don't hate any of your archetypes and don't do that to any of them. Learn to use their strengths, celebrate who they are, celebrate how they interact with the other archetypes you have and bring them to life as best you can in your life, in your work, in the world. So if you have got the shapeshifter alchemist archetype and you know that, then please share some stories. Pop a comment below. Let us know, what it's like being a shapeshifter alchemist, what you love about this archetype, what you've learned about this archetype. If you would like to know more about how you can learn your Thrive Factor archetypes, then please reach out to us, to myself and Team Thrive Factor at hello@thethrivefactor.com. And we can share the links, share the information around how you can take the assessments, get profiled, do a Thrive Factor experience with myself or one of our amazing Thrive Factor coaches. But today is the day about celebrating magic. There you go. She even went upside down. Yeah. So don't be behind the mask. Come out from behind the mask and let yourself shine, ladies. Have a beautiful day.